Hello and welcome to Tech Tuesday with Ty. My name is Krista Bertelson and I am a learning specialist here at Ty. And today I want to talk to you about Microsoft Sway and what a great tool it is and so intuitive and easy to use. And I think we're just going to jump in and get started. If you see me looking off to my side, it's because I have a larger monitor over there and I'm able to see things and navigate just a little bit easier sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and so you'll be able to see everything that's going on and how easy it is to use. All right, let's talk about Sway. So Sway in education is wonderful and can be started at a very young age. And Sway, this is an example of a Sway right here. So we're going to talk about Sway by using a Sway. So Sway is another Office 365 product, and just like ones that you are familiar with, like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and Sway. So I hope to get Sway as familiar for you as you are and have been with some of the other tools that Microsoft has. Now you can see I just went through a slide deck here of all these different pictures. You can upload text and picture here. If I wanted to make that larger, all I would have to do is click on this screen and I could see all of those pictures in a larger format. So that's another great feature of Sway. So what is Sway? This word new might be, I might challenge it a little bit because it's been around since 2014, but I find that most people are still learning what Sway is and how they can use it. So I love this Microsoft Edge. I'm going to come up into my notes. I'm going to take my little black and I'm going to go ahead and cross that out a little bit. I think it's just a digital storytelling app from Office. I'm going to exit that, and yeah, sure, I'll save those changes. With Sway, you can create interactive materials, you can make presentations, these could become e-portfolios for students, you could have them be a project. There's so many different uses for Sway, and I'm looking forward to sharing them all with you. You can add a bunch of different multimedia inside of them and make them exactly the way you want them. It's very easy to transform all the layout and such inside, and I'll show you just one magical button to make that happen. It's fast and intelligent, which I agree with, and has a built-in design element to it that takes away any of the struggles or any of the concerns. All right, let me get back to where I was here. They say that it can be your primary document presentation tool in a modern classroom, and I agree. I'm going to show you how intuitive it is and how easy it is to upload. It's also user-friendly on any device, right? So we can upload our content, we can make changes to it, and we can use it on any device. So here you'll see the phone, on an iPad, on a regular tablet, any device works just fine. Here we have another stack, and so I'm going to kind of cruise through these so we can see it in action again. Interactive, it's like a canvas, it's dynamic. Here's an example of a great picture roll that's been uploaded. So I can sift through all of these pictures in a couple different ways. On the bottom here, I have this, the little smaller tab view of all the different pictures, or it can go side to side from the top up here. So these could be photos, they could be, it could be flashcard style almost, could have text inside of it. This is just another intuitive layout design that we can take advantage of inside of Sway. So this is a super cool slider feature. So you'll see, I'll give you a few examples of this, but this is neat, like a drawing of the octopus, and then you can see the actual octopus. So that's another Sway feature. You can also upload any type of video. So here in this version, they have sort of an interactive 3D model. I'll wait for that to load. And I can kind of zoom it around. Over here is a standard video clip. I can upload.
This is our most popular exhibit. Come a little bit closer so you can see this amazing creature.
Let me pause this for a minute. Hopefully it, okay, there we go. Let's take a look at this video.
This is our most popular exhibit. Come a little bit closer so you can see this amazing creature called Squishy.
You have ideas and projects that are interesting, meaningful,
All right.
powerful. Now there's a new app that helps you easily pull together, format, and showcase them, while still giving you freedom to adjust the design and reflect your own unique style. Introducing Sway, a completely new way to express yourself. Search a wide variety of sources without leaving the app. And simply drag and drop your content directly into Sway. Sway gives you the power to assemble and present your ideas, all just a tap or click away. It lets you create a polished, living, breathing canvas of your ideas on the web, using a variety of multimedia that you bring together with ease. Select a layout and style for your content, or let Sway do it automatically by showing suggested combinations for you to consider and change at any time. Seamlessly integrated with the web, social networks, and your devices, your creation can be shared as effortlessly as sending a link, and will look great on any screen. Sway lets you easily pull together, format, and share your ideas on any device from anywhere. It's an all-in-one, elegant solution that's unlike anything you've used before. Reimagine the way your ideas come to life.
All right. So there we got to sample what it would look like to drop in a YouTube video clip. Right? All right. Next, we have the ability to drop in a map feature. And I like this little clip of just using it in the classroom, right? Another neat part is you can upload a Word document. So if you've been working on a report and you want to add that inside of here, again, I mentioned earlier, it'd be a great tool for e-portfolios. It's just very easy and intuitive to just quickly upload that document, or maybe a paper that you've been writing or something right inside of here. And on the bottom here, see if I can move my Zoom stuff. It gives me the options to, I could download it, I could print it. So if I want to use it in a different format too, that I have the option right there, right inside of Sway. Over here we have an Excel sheet that's dropped in. Again, very user-friendly. We are going to go through that in just a minute. And down here is our PowerPoint. Can pop that right inside. So again, if you have student work that you want to just put right onto essentially a website and keep it as a portfolio, very easy. All right. And this part, this is great. So we actually worked with a business recently that was doing a training module, and they used Sway so that they could upload all of the content inside of it and then create essentially like a test along the way, right? And so you can get all of that user information on the backside based off of all of these forms that are put inside of there. So we can talk about that another time, but I just wanted to let you know that you can also drop in a form, have them take essentially a little quiz or test, or you could ask their thoughts. Like I said, it's an interactive tool. So this is a great demonstration of how that looks when it's interactive. All right, so this looks great, but how do you make it, right? It probably seems overwhelming or tricky. It's really not. It's very user-friendly. It's meant to really put the focus on the content and less on the design layout. And so we're going to talk about this little button here later when we're making our own, called Remix, that really we just drop in all the content, the pictures, everything that we want in there, and just push the Remix button until it looks in a way that we like it. So we don't even have to mess around with font or size, or if you want to twist that picture or not, which with our students, at least I know, a lot of times we lose them in that design layout. There's a benefit to the design side of it too. I can definitely, I agree with all of that side too. But if we're just looking to get the content up in a really pleasing way, this is a great tool for that. I'll show you what that remix button looks like. So the prior words back here said professional designs in minutes. That is very true, because you just click and drag, add your content, and then push the remix button to make it all different formats and layouts. We talked about it being adaptive. It can, you saw in the video too, it can, it looks beautiful on your cell phone or on a tablet or on a large screen like we're seeing right now. So in the classroom, you can collaborate on group projects because we have this ability to share up inside, right? You can deliver dynamic and interactive class presentations. We had talked about that. If you're looking for a flip style classroom, this is a great tool for that as well. This is a great place to put some research on if you want your kids out there doing research projects, or you could build portfolios, resumes, all kinds of uses for this, right? So here's a student's work, and it is of various art. This is their art portfolio. I'm going to open it for you. There you can see some student work. They're uploading. They're talking about the different artists. Here's that slider tool. How cool is this? Right? They're loading the artist's work and then their own. So you can do a side-by-side comparison of how that looks. It's a neat example of that. And another version of that, right? Drawing their portrait. So I'm just going to kind of cruise through this a little quick, but you can see how easy it is. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. And this was another project done by a group of kids that weren't even in the same school. So they were in two different schools and they were able to collaborate together just by sharing it with each other. It's a great example of being able to work with others across the country or world. They're using it to create class materials. You know, you can use it for project-based learning. You can talk to your parents because it's an online access to all of their work. So it's a great place to send family out to find all of the stuff that they're doing. Oh, I like this. Create memory books and events for field trips. Again, that's an easy link to share with everyone so they can see it. Share best practices. So many different reasons. Here's an example of a lesson. I think this one is set up vertically. Yeah, it's looking like it. So this is a vertical example. You can have them go side to side or up and down. So here's a lesson that is presented online. All the information is there. Head back. Oh, I like this one too. It's another good example. I wanted to make sure to show you a bunch of different varieties and examples of how they look. So here's another one that's going up and down. And there's some student examples. Yeah, let's take a look at one of them. So you can put sways inside of a sway. You can put all of your students' sways on a sway and share just that one link. This is a sway inside of a sway. These are students' work and on the teacher's landing page. All right. Some examples of that in action. All right, we can come back over to that if you guys want, but I want to keep rolling forward for now. So what are people saying about it? I like this little slide by side. All right. Teachers say students stay engaged. They're focusing on the story, not the tool, like I talked about before. There's more time for learning because they're focusing on the content, less on the design, unless your purpose is the design. You know, but usually, or not usually, but a lot of times we're looking for a platform to get all of our information out there, and this is a really intuitive one for that. So we can strengthen student self-esteem. The sways are very easy to share, like I said, right? And those are, so the students are saying it's fun, it's easy, it's so fast to awesome. I'm proud of what I made. I can show my parents, right? All right, let's take a look at this one other little video, and then pretty soon we're going to start making it out.
We're dealing with the first kind of group of students who are digital natives now. Their entire world is completely shaped by the internet and the sort of devices they use to interact with it.
We have a mission of helping kids use technology in a way that's really thoughtful and important and enhances their storytelling.
We want kids to know that their voice is important, that their perspective is important, that what they experience and what they know is important. Sway is hoping students become active producers of their own original content.
It allows them to elaborate on things in a way that maybe just writing a story on a piece of paper wouldn't.
They can add pictures, they can add movies, they can really envision the best way to tell their story.
Sway allowed us to kind of have multiple groups working on the same Sway at the same time. One group is kind of typing in the news, another group is sketching out an illustration for that, while a third group might be recording a really quick little green screen news update.
It's very like instinctive to them to sort of drag and drop things. They just cook through it and it makes sense. They're like, okay, I'm going to type in this thing and then I can search for a picture over here and put that in, and it enables them to think about storytelling as a process as opposed to just one thing that they're doing with writing.
They would start using it just to reflect what was interesting to them and important and relevant to them. I would just see that manifest itself in the way that they were putting little details inside Sway. Once they had kind of enough of the story down, was to have them start remixing it or looking at different designs and styles. The kids love to see whatever they've made right away. And they like to kind of do a quick check, evaluate it, they immediately want to share it. Look at what I just made.
That gives them a certain confidence and a certain power that I think a lot of even adults don't have. They're like learning without realizing they're learning, which is like the gold standard.
That's when technology is transformational. Microsoft's sponsorship of BFI's program allowed us to take those core skills of reading and writing and creative storytelling and translate it into a digital space.
This has been phenomenal for us. It builds extraordinary confidence in kids and makes them take their own stories and thoughts seriously and much more eager to share them, and also much more eager to absorb the stories of other kids that are with them. And that to me is the perfect world where we're really integrating other people's stories into how we see the world. Sway's helping do that.
All right, that's a good video. Okay, we're gonna get out there and try one ourselves instead of this alternative demo. So inside of your Microsoft 365, you would have some kind of resemblance of this with different tiles. And it should show up here as an option, and it's just right along the same side as, you know, our favorites, Excel and PowerPoint and Word. And it's as simple as clicking on that. And we have a couple different options here. We can start from a topic, which gives you a bunch of information already. So if you're in a hurry, or if you want to get some pre-fed information, it's a good option actually. You know, you can start from there, or you can create your own from scratch. And for today, let's do that. So if we're going to create a new one, I'm going to show you how easy it is. Let's title this Microsoft Sway Day. All right. And I want to add some images here. I just click on it, and let's do a quick little search up here. And, this looks pretty good. I'm going to drop it over. Thanks for joining us today in this Zoom call to learn about Sway. And over here, I'm going to search for a little picture. Zoom, that looks good. Okay, now let's just see how it's looking over here. We can close this out, and we get a preview of how things are looking so far. I really like how the word is going over that, and so I just want to see what it might look differently. So I'm just going to go up here and click the Remix button. Huh, okay, it's a different layout, different font, totally different background. I'm not convinced yet, so I'm going to keep looking. Oh, that doesn't look right. It looks like I lost my picture. Try again here. I don't know. Oh, this is smushing them all together. Not too bad. We'll try one more. Ooh, flowers. Interesting. You know, it's just automatically changing. All I'm doing is pushing the Remix button. And you can cruise through these until you find one that you like the best. Now let's keep going. Say I'm okay with that. and I want to go back to insert. Now, each one of the little information text that we're looking at, they call them cards. So on the top, we're going to insert a new card. And these are all the different things I was talking about. Remember, I could add a stack of pictures, or I could do a side-by-side comparison where you're sliding that bar from side to side. You can do a slideshow of pictures here. I can line up that big grid like we had before with many pictures or text or whatever it was that I'm going to put in there. And I can choose which way, what I want to add. And it's as easy as just clicking over here. So let's do a comparison, because why not? And once I click on image, it automatically brings up images. And you'll notice here too that it only is bringing me images that have been licensed for Creative Commons, meaning I don't need to worry about the licensing or the permissions behind these photos. They've already been released. So that's great for classes. And if I'm looking for a video or image or everything, I can do it right there. So for the sake of finding a quick picture, even though it has nothing to do with Sway necessarily, type in dinosaur. See what I come up with. This looks good. And I'm going to type in dinosaur drawing, although preferably it would be my own drawing, right? That I could compare. And those will be funny, but that's okay. Not too far. Oh, this is a video, that's why. Where's another? Okay, I'll take this guy. Okay, let's take a look. All right, that's looking good. Got a drawing, got the picture. Looking good. All right, we can keep going. Hopefully you can see how easy this is, right? You can just come back up to cards. I can insert something else. If I want to insert a video link, I can embed that here. If I want to insert audio, like you had seen in some of the videos, that's all right there. It's all intuitive. If I don't want that anymore, get rid of it. If I want it bigger or smaller, right there. So hopefully you can see how easy it is to use and just switch up the layout by clicking Remix. 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 Another option we have for layout design is to click on layout, but they only give you 3 options. And like I said, Microsoft did this intentionally because they really want to keep the focus on the content. So this isn't necessarily a high opportunity for design layout. It's really focused on the content. So I can have my content scroll vertically, like we had seen in a couple. So let's check that out, how that would look. Here's my information is going up and down. My other one in layout is to go from side to side, a horizontal layout, right? And that's where the bars are down here. Over again. To get my information from side to side, I need more information for it to move in this remix. Here, I can remix it. That's too big. All right, let's try that one. This is another option, right, that I can scroll from side to side. So zoomed in version. All right, we can go back to layout, and we can do it where there are 2 on each page, right? So then it's more of a less of a flow and more of a like a page, like you're almost turning the page. The other one sort of scrolls by. Same features. Okay. I can come up to design and I have a little bit of options. You know, there are some here. And so I can decide on my font or the overall color. But like I said, again, Microsoft purposely is not focusing a ton of their attention onto that design layout. They're really more focusing on this insert, right? We want to get these cards in, we want to get the information and the text and the pictures and the videos and the documents and all that stuff on the page. Right? And it's as easy as that. I'm going to show you one more thing on my screen, and then I'm going to open up to my video if you guys have any questions here. If you are not part of the educator community, I would recommend you would be. And if you are, for attending today's session, you earn a badge. And so if you would like your digital storytelling on any advice using Sway badge, you would simply write down this number and plug. So that is KBZEZGJDBFY 2018. So if you are a user of the educator community, you just plug that number in and get your badge for today's training. If you have any questions about that, you can email me. There's some people that really use that and some people that don't, so I don't want to use up too much time. All right, let's head back to this little video. I wanted to show you this too because you can access this Sway at any time by typing in aka.ms/Sway Presentation EDU. So if you're an educator and you want to share this with your staff or with anybody, you can access the slide deck at aka.ms/Sway Presentation EDU. And that's how easy it is to share these Sways. So if you make them and you want to share them with your families, you can either share a link like this, or of course you can always hot link it to some other text. And that is all. I'm gonna move off of this, whoops, for now, so I can see you all. I'll stop sharing my screen. There we go. You guys have any questions for me? No? All right. Well, if you have any questions, you know where to find me at Ty. That's kbertelson@ty.net. And I look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.